Welcome to Mid-10 Friday Night Football, the Reporter Show. We're the show that has the experts that know any and all things when it comes to high school football. And we're joined by our gurus. We have Jeff, the real deal, Neil from the Murfreesboro Post, and we have Keith. I'm always ready on the radio. Cannon Courier. Keith Ready. Gentlemen, welcome to the show, and let's go ahead and kick it off. We had some incredible games. And Keith, I'm actually going to throw it to you because I know you have a great recap that you want to share with us. Maybe it didn't turn out the way you wanted, but I hear it was a really good game.
Well, we've learned if you're a Cannon County fan, we've learned that we've got to play defense. We learned that we've got a young team. In fact, Coach Hinch had talked about this in week number 2, right after the Providence Christian Academy losses. He says, "I'm worried about our defense. We're just not anywhere where we need to be. A lot of young guys, a lot of sophomores, especially a couple of juniors, and again another team with 3 running backs that they featured." That ran all over us. We couldn't stop them.
Do they
Now
run like a
our
wing
offense,
T? Do they
do
run
what
like a
now?
wing? Do they
Yeah,
run?
they run kind of a wing teeth, although they didn't do much of it the other night against us.
Okay.
But they do run a. That's their offense is a wing T. But they've got a committee by they got a running back by committee.
Okay.
One running back will line up behind quarterback. Quarterback sometimes will go into shotgun and just hand it off to whatever running back they choose, and the
Yeah.
running back will just do whatever he wanted to do with us. But Cannon, we got the football to start the game against Gordonsville. Now Gordonsville's ranked number 6 in the state. We got the football to start the game with, and we wanted to get into our offense, and we did really well with it. Except we picked up yardage early. Um, we used the quick short passing game to get up the field, but then the Tigers played some defense and shut us down. We ran out of downs, but we threatened a 38-yard field goal. And our field goal kicker this year is very capable of making those with his eyes closed. Problem is Gordonsville's very quick defensively. They knew what they were doing. They came and blocked the field goal. So that set the tone. Gordonsville turns around, and of course they get after it. And they only threw 2 passes the entire game, one of 2. One of them just happened to be the first touchdown of the game, 7-0. So then they set the tone. We throw an interception in the second, and it was the quarterback Eli Garrett. It was his first interception of the year. We throw it. They come back. They score off of it. Before we know it, we're down 14-0. Then it becomes okay, where's the defense on both sides of the ball? We finally answer, pull within 7. Then Gordonsville answers our touchdown, goes up 21-7. Then we score again, miss the extra point. We're down 21-13. They score again, 28-13. So it's just an onslaught of offense. And like I said, we had around 432 yards of total offense. And anytime that you can do that, you should be able to win a ball game.
Yeah.
They had about a little over 320 yards of total offense.
Okay.
And most of it was rushing. 14-yard touchdown pass. That was the only yardage they gained in the air out of 2 completions. They just kept it on the ground and kept pounding us, and they kept ahead of us. And if we could have battled back and forth with it, we would have still been on the losing end because we got the ball to start the first half. They got the ball to start the second half. They used it in the third quarter to score point number 35. They used up almost 5 minutes of clock on a long drive, and we got it back. We answered that, but then all of a sudden, at the fourth quarter, it was too late. We actually had a couple of chances. We threw a bad intercept. We actually recovered an onside kick, and that looked pretty good for us, but we couldn't do anything with it. And then on 4th down, we throw an interception, which would have been dead anyway. We throw the second interception. They go and score, and they end up beating us 42-20, 27, I think was the final score on that one. Let me look. I've got it written down here.
It sounds like the 2 turnovers and the blocked field goals you guys were moving the ball.
Yeah. Well, I say we missed an extra point. They blocked an extra point too. So they were after us, But they're a good team. We saw the reason why they're ranked number 6 in the state. I don't necessarily know, in the regular season, the running back, the running options that they have, that should work well for them. I don't know how well it will work outside of a region or the regular season when you get deep into the playoffs, like the second or third round.
The biggest issue with offenses like that, and I've always strived to I want to be balanced. I believe the most difficult teams to beat is a team that can equally do inside, outside, throw deep, throw short. But a team that is that much heavy run, if they're playing against a team that maybe gets up on them by a score or two, then Gordonsville's going to maybe be out of their comfort zone, right? And then now they
Yeah.
have to start passing. They're going to be doing something they're not very comfortable with.
Yeah, well,
So yeah, it could hurt you in the playoffs. You're right on
And I
that.
think, the other night we saw Eli Garrett. Ended up scoring 3 touchdowns.
Nice.
Uh, Most of them on his legs. He never hardly runs the ball. So Cannon was looking to try to do something that Gordonsville may not have seen a whole lot of.
Mhm.
So they had Eli Garrett bootleg a lot, just run, and he ran for over 100 yards rushing the other
You
night.
guys put up 400 yards. You had a nice balance. You had to have
Yeah.
a nice balance.
Yeah. So
Well, good. All right. Real deal. Tell us about where you were at. Give us a
I was
recap.
at Stewart's. I was at Stewart's Creek, Riverdale and Stewart's Creek. Of course,
Okay.
they gonna feed you for the ball game, so you know that going in. But
Yeah.
with the ball game, I tell you what's happened, guys. They had no lights on during the warm ups, all that stuff, and the Riverdale comes out there, still wasn't no lights on.
This was at
We're gonna
Stewart's
go play
Creek?
glow dark football. Give me an hour for going. So finally, right before kickoff, woo! Here comes the LEDs. Come on. All right. The second thing is the scoreboard was messed up. Didn't know how much time was left on the kickoff. They sitting there fooling around for it. So they finally figured how much time was left. So they played the first quarter. It was all right. First quarter was going on. Y'all ain't gonna believe this now. I tell you this. About 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and over on the chain gang, the chain broke.
yeah, that happened at our game too, by the way.
I said, what in the heck is going on? I have never heard. I said, what in the world? I'm going to come back Saturday again to get over here. I'm going to come back at 1 o'clock and finish. You got to be joking. Guy told me I was bad luck for Stewart. I said, well, I guess they go across the street to the middle school, give them a change and bring it back. I told the guy, I said, we'll go to Footballs R Us, get you a chain gang, get you some yard marker. I'll be paying till 2027 low installments till they get
So,
paid off.
so
So
they
they got the chain. They fixed the chain. They fixed it. They fixed it and went on and played the rest of the ball. They fixed it. I don't know how they fixed it. They taped it or duct tape, whatever they ever done to it. But they fixed it and went on and played the rest of the ball game.
I think
So
that's what
Riverdale
happened with us.
they scored 21 points in the first quarter.
yeah.
The first game, they blocked the Stewart's Creek punt, rolled in the end zone. Gail Lar recovered it for a touchdown. 7-0. Then Stewart's Creek had the ball again later on. Riverdale intercepted it and got real close and scored again, 14-0. Okay, their quarterback is Gavin Hampton. Their quarterback, number 3. They've got a kid, and I told Anthony about this, and he knows about it. You know, a bunch of them Oakland Middle kids, a few of them transferred to Riverdale last year. They got this kid, Luke Tritch, now is his name, number 10. He played Oakland Middle last year, played in that championship game over at Laverne. He transferred to Riverdale on off season. He caught a 55-yard touchdown pass right before the end of the half. The second quarter made it, or not the half, I'm sorry, made it 21-0 the end of the first quarter. Or the first quarter. They scored 2 more times. On their last touchdown, they was at the 4-yard line. They got in the 4-yard line, first attempt to 4. All right, they moved up, got a penalty, moved them back to the 11. All right, the last play of the half, I don't know how much time was left. They handed it to this kid, Jacob Vaughn. He already scored a touchdown earlier, 8-yard run. Well, he got in the open field, got to the sidelines, made a few cuts about the 40 and 50. He went all the way 89 yards for a touchdown at the horn of the first half. It was 35-0 at the half. So, the mercy rule now is 30. So the mercy rule got into effect second half. They run. Well, it didn't. In fourth quarter, it was still 35-0. They didn't run. They run a little bit. Then one of their running backs fumbled, and Stewart's Creek guy picked it up and scored, made it 35-7. So what Riverdale got the ball back. The same running back fumbled again. That got him number when their players start running. Oh, that defensive go. Oh, the Lord! If you'd have seen him, whoo, he was hot. He was on fire. He took that helmet off. He hollered. He goes, "First team defense." First he hollered and get back in there, and they scored, but it didn't count because it was a penalty. It didn't count. They had to bring it back. See, it would have been 35-14. What it would have been. They had scored. So Riverdale pretty much got the ball back. It was on Dazzler, and they ran the clock out and won 35-7. But the one thing Crikey did tell me about this, and I didn't know this, it was the first time this year, he said, that all his offensive line, the starting five, was played back-to-back games.
Oh,
They
wow.
being healthy. The first time this year. Well, he said they're getting better. Defense is getting better, things like that. So he said they're coming along. They got to play to a certain standard, like he said, Riverdale standard. They got to play to a standard. And of course, they got a region game. I think next week. I don't remember who they're playing now. But they won. They looked good, and they needed that. Stewart's Creek needed the win, but Stewart's Creek, Jerry Taylor, their starting quarterback, the week they played Siegel, that number 77, that monster, that UI fellow, that 6'7", 320 monster, sacked him. He's out for the year. Finished. He's done.
What happened?
The senior out for the got injured. He got I don't know what his injury is, but he's out for the year. They got their backup is Davis, number 8. He's playing running a quarterback backup. So they're 0-3 in the region, and they're not going to make the playoffs more likely. And they still got to play Oakland, teams like that. They're 2-3, I believe that's right. Or I think that's right. 0-3 in the region. Riverdale's 2-1 in the region after beating Stewart's Creek. And that's the thing about Stewart's Creek. They were so good last year, 11-2, making the third round of the playoff. Now this year, and I told Coach, I said, and he knows it. I said, you know, your kid's going through a lot of adversity, and that's what's going to make them better. And me and all three of us, we went through adversity in our lives. Whatever happened, we've done. The Keith's been through it. I have too, losing jobs or such, whatever have you. It's going to make you better.
Yeah.
So he knows that, of course. Stewart's Creek, they had 10 penalties in the ball game, 80 yards. 8 of them were in the first quarter. 8. They had like holding, false start, personal foul, all this other stuff. And he said that 7 mistakes hurt them. Having 8 penalties in the first. They had 8 penalties for about, I think, 60-something yards, 60 something like that in the first quarter.
Yeah.
8 penalties.
Yeah.
They couldn't get out of the way, holding and all this other stuff. Couldn't get away doing stuff.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much a recap of that game.
Yeah. You play against a team like a Riverdale or like you can't shoot yourself in the foot. You
can't have 10
penalties.
You can't do that.
But I think we all knew, I like Stewart's Creek, but yeah, you're right. They're it's difficult, especially in the division they are with injuries or they're talking
When
about.
they lost their starting quarterback, you lose that and you might well just
Yeah.
they're not saying they're not gonna mail it in, but they're not going to make the playoffs really. It's disappointing, it really is for them because like I said, they had a great year last year and that Brown was starting off so good, that running back. He ain't done anything since them first 2 ball games. He ain't done anything.
He was
Not
the
much at all.
one last week Mara was mentioning because I was at that game. He something happened with his ankle and somebody stepped on it or whatnot, and so I don't know if he's fully recovered from that. So
Yeah.
I went on a road trip to Upperman, Baxter, Tennessee. I guess.
Keith knows all about
Tell me
Baxter.
that.
That's about Baxter, Keith. You've been up there enough time.
Good
Tell me
old
about
Dana
Baxter,
McWilliams
Keith.
and Bobby McWilliams basketball. That's when you've got to come. Now, of course, homecoming, was where Coach Lombardi went to homecoming game
Yeah,
up in Baxter.
yeah, it was pretty. I like the atmosphere. I mean, again, this is the reason why we do what we do. I love the atmosphere, and it was great. And I tell you, we've been lucky because the games we've gone to have actually been really good games. All right. And it was a back and forth. There was a fumble. It was 14-7, and Upperman was driving, and they got a nice quarterback. They do. I mean, this kid, he probably threw for over 300 yards. Big kid. He's got to be like 6'3", 210, 220. I mean, he's a big kid. And then so fumble kind of turned kind of like in your situation, Keith, where you get the ball back and the other team capitalizes and you're playing catch up the whole time. That's kind of what happened. They went in 21-14 at halftime. Beach was up. Come out the second half, and opening kickoff, the guy runs it back, takes it to the house. I don't know who that running back's name is, but he's number 4 for Beach. So I should be looking this stuff up, but I lean on you guys. But he's really good. But that quarterback for Beach, I mean, this guy's a defensive lineman playing. He is huge. He's bigger than all the linebackers in the D line for the. Yeah, I mean, he's a big, big guy, and it's just leaning. Like, I mean, he's got a nice rocket arm, whatever. Come to find out, this kid has a full ride scholarship to play baseball at Kentucky as a catcher.
Now, is this for Upperman or Beach?
That's at Beach.
Beach, okay.
Beach. Upperman has a quarterback that the coach is telling me he's got a scholarship to Georgia State. So, and he's got good. I mean, Upperman, because they're 4, right? 4A, and then Beach
Right.
is 5A. Upperman's got, they should have no worry. I mean, it was a good game. They kept battling back. It was really impressive because they were down. Like I said, they ran that opening kickoff back. They're down 27-14. And then they actually got down 35-14. And then they went boom, boom, scored. And then they did a onside kick, got it back. First play, love it, man. I love it when coaches do this. First play after the onside kick, airs it out, 60-yard bomb, and they score it. Now they're down by a touchdown. But then that quarterback just grinded, like leaned on him. Every time he touched the ball, the quarterback touched it every time, but every time he tried to run it, like 8-9 yards. It was crazy. So yeah, they're both very good teams. And so it's kind of funny. I was looking at we've been tracking the 4A schools this year for some reason. I'm going to Springfield right this Friday, and then we were up at Macon County. I'm going to go Marshall, and then we just did Upperman. So I guess we kind of got a 4A thing going on, which is kind of cool because there's tremendous amount of talent, and it seems like it's a lot. I don't want to say like, there's a lot of talent in 6A, but usually it's kind of like maybe 3 or 4 teams, right? 4A seems like there's a lot of parity. I mean, kind of depends upon who's getting on a roll at a time. So
yeah, so let me give you a little history about Upperman football.
all right.
Number one thing back when Cornersville Middle School was around, Cornersville went through, I think, 4 or 5 seasons where they were undefeated in middle school football. And I know a lot of times you can't really use that as a measuring stick, but in a small community,
I disagree.
a small community like Baxter, they did. And those guys would whip, when they got into high school, they would whip everybody. Problem was, they were in 2A football for a couple of years. TSSAA did the reclassification, 3A football, 2A and 3A football years. They'd get into the playoffs, but they couldn't get past the second round because guess who they ran into? Gary Rankin's Alcoa Tornadoes every year. And Alcoa would whip them like nobody's business. So about 2 years ago, they moved up to 4A football, and they got out of Alcoa's region. But then, they went to the state championship game a couple of years ago, lost to Pearl Cone in that championship game. Last year, they got beat by Macon County, who ended up winning the state championship. But this Upperman team is in one of the most competitive, I mentioned this last week, competitive regions in East Tennessee football. They're in it with White County. We talked about them in Livingston. That was one of our picks from last week. Livingston's in that. You've got Macon County in there. DeKalb County, which isn't a bad team this year. They've had some really good years. They're having some rough times right now, but DeKalb County, you can't never count them out. The only team that's in that region that's not really up to par on any given night is Stone Memorial. But that's because Cumberland County, they're part of Cumberland County, and Cumberland gets all the talent. But it's going to be, Upperman's a good team. Don't get me wrong, and I think their quarterback Braysden Chafin, I believe, is his name.
Yeah.
He's going to be the Georgia State signing. They had a kid before then, ended up going to Tech. He was the quarterback, and he was all world. A whole lot better than Chafin is at this point. But that region out there is nuts when you're talking about region. But the winner of that region usually goes through the playoffs and goes deep into the playoffs. Yeah. So that's a little bit about.
Hey, Keith, you remember we played at Livingston years ago?
Yeah.
Remember who played there?
Who?
Grant Swallow.
Yeah,
Remember him?
and you know what he's doing now, don't
He's
you?
on the board of control at TLSAA or
How
one of the
about
head
he's the
people up there.
director of schools at Warren County
Warren
Schools?
County High, he was on board. He's Warren, yeah,
Yeah,
that's it now. Great,
yeah,
went to Tennessee Tech. Heck of an athlete, man. That dude could do it all.
yeah.
He was a heck of an
Hey,
athlete, wasn't he? He could
not
play good
only not only could he play football, but he could play baseball too. He's a
baseball too.
baseball
Yeah,
player.
he
Yep.
sure did, boy. He was God. He's a heck of an athlete. Lord, he
Yep.
was, boy.
So we got to talk about some standout players, and we're going to leave the player. I'm sure we can all know who that kid is. We'll talk about him at the end. But Jeff, who's a person that you think just kind of what's a surprise from a game or a player that just kind of stood out?
Well, the
There was a
game
big
surprised
game.
me last week was Smyrna beating Rockville by 30, 41 to 11. I
Man,
said, what
what?
in the world is going on? And somebody that was that, of course, I was listening to their little Friday Night Thunder thing. And of course, they said Smyrna's offense finally come around. That really surprised me because I thought Rockville would be a lot closer. I thought Rockville was going to win.
I think honestly, I think we all did.
And Smyrna they spanked them, beat them bad.
Mm.
So I don't know where Rockville is. I don't know who they played or anything, but that one really shocked me as far as scores go.
Well, I
And
tell you what,
another one I guess really kind of shot a little bit. Oakland and Siegel was 17-0 at the half. Of course, they kind of broke it open. They won 38-0, but I thought that'd be a lot closer. Of course, we know one guy in Murfreesboro, he hadn't pitched against Oakland since 1066, Battle of Hastings. He knows who that is. He ain't picked against for 25,000 years. But he knows who he is. I don't want to say his name, Keith. You know who he is. I don't want to say his name on this program. He knows who he is. But he told me Oakland's going to whip Siegel. He probably thinks he's going to whip Blackton next week, too. And I got a friend, you know who he is. Keith, I got to mention his card show. He thinks all they got to do is roll the balls out over at Oakland. They win. Because he subscribed to your paper. He won't buy mine, but he'll subscribe to yours. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants Oakland paper. You know, I told him Keith one time, said we're going to change the name Murphy. We're going to call it OPP. I'm going to sing that song, you down with OPP, every last Patriots, you down with OP. That's what all he thinks in county is Oakland High School. Ain't no other school in this county, Oakland High School. Rest of them I was burned down, not even exist. That idiot. You might well. And you know what I'm talking about. You know what his name is.
your volume's off, Keith.
Your volume's off, Keith. Turn it up there.
There was another legendary guy that you and me know, Jeff. He passed away, a couple of years ago, I want to say, but he was Oakland all the way as well.
Oh, yeah. He passed away. Yeah, he went to a lot of ball games.
Yeah, he did.
He always stopped me, talking to me about being on the radio or something. Yeah, he went to a lot of ball games too. Yeah, went to basketball. Because Coach Peeper thing out, when he passed, he's a true Oakland Patriot, you know.
Right.
The Patriot, always a Patriot. So, yeah.
Touching on the Rockville thing, honestly, I mean, we were just giving them all great praise, right? Last week.
Right.
And, I mean, they turn it and they looked so dominant. And then now they go and do that. Do you imagine? And when we were talking about the playoffs, none of us really said anything about Smyrna. We were really just saying it was more of a Siegel, Rockville, Stewart's Creek thing. And now Smyrna does this, and it just throws a wrench into that whole.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah. It's like, wow. So they're all gonna. How many teams actually make the playoffs from that region?
4 makes it meet 4. Top 4.
And
top 4 makes it meet 3. Top 4, dude.
How many? Is there 6 teams in that region?
8.
Oh, 8. Man, there's going to be some good teams.
There's 8 teams. 8 teams. They play 7 region games. 8 teams. All Rutherford County teams. Every one of them.
That's going to be a dogfight to the end, man.
But especially if that's 4th spot. Now the 4th spot is going to be he's going to be fighting. He's going to be resting 50-yard line for our 4th spot. I can tell you right now that see whoever's going to be, they're going to be resting 50-yard line somewhere for that because I tell you it's going to be a dogfight so you get to number 4.
Yeah,
in that region.
The other game that actually kind of surprised me a little bit. Well, no, I don't want to say it didn't surprise me. The Cookeville smashed Wilson Central, right? And
they beat them bad, yeah.
Yeah, and because Wilson Central was undefeated, and Cookeville we didn't know what Cookeville was doing because not exactly sure. You know, I mean, they're losing teams, and then but now Wilson Central, we're not, you know, so and they beat them really, really good. So, hold up, Jeff. Jeff? Can you say something?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I didn't. So anyway, that one was kind of interesting, but. Hey, Keith, I got to give you credit. You called Grundy County before the first game of the season, and man, they got some stuff going on. They are killing teams.
Well, one of the games that is coming up this week, and I would not want to go there because it could get really, really ugly. You think you've seen some fights and some bad crowds and some angry crowds? Next week, Grundy County takes their undefeated record and they go to play York Institute. Now, Jeff, I don't know if you've ever been to a York Institute game,
Oh,
but
I went with you one time football. We've been up there.
I almost got into a fist fight at a York Institute game calling the basketball game. I don't know how this guy heard me, but
Oh, we went football. They got a beautiful press box. Their
yeah,
press box is gorgeous.
and the football fans sit on one side, on both sides of the ball. They sit on one side of the stadium.
So both stands, both fans,
Right.
like, oh,
Yeah,
Let me
that's
tell
the way
you something.
That's the way Cumberland County is too. They got on one side of the stadium. That's where they're.
Grundy County is some of the most ugliest people as far as their attitudes are concerned that I've ever run into. And Grundy County was in our district for basketball and football, region football. Last year, they had to after we beat them in basketball in the region tournament. No, I'm sorry, in the district tournament. They had to come. The SROs and the principal and everything had to come over and keep the students, which were upstairs, from coming down and getting into it with our fans. This is the way York is. York is ugly too. There's no two. I'll tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. Jeff might remember this as well. A few years ago, York Institute was playing Pickett County in basketball, and again, fans on both sides of the ball sit on the same side in the gymnasium. And something happened, and all of a sudden, one of York's Institute's players jumped over the bench, went into the crowd, started beating up Pickett County fans. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, big melee. Well, then they turned around TSSAA, and it was good for us because we, York Institute at the time, was going to state tournaments every year. We were close second. Upperman was third in our district. We were headed for that number one seed if we could just get a little help. Well, we got it. You know, this fight just killed York's chances of playing in the postseason. So that killed them out. So we got it that time. Not only that, but they were the kid, the main guy, he ended up going to Tech on a 4-year scholarship. He was a center and 6'8" kid. He ended up, York Institute had all world next year. Everybody figured York was going to take it all. It just wrecked their season because guess what? You can play in the regular season, that's fine. But TSSAA said out there and said because of this fight and how bad it was, you ain't going to play in the postseason.
Did they put him on probation, dude?
They did. They sure did.
Yeah.
And but that's the ugliness. It's kind of like McMinn Central, another team. You know, I probably could pick out the top 5 places you don't want to go play sports at, and it would be York, Grundy County, and McMinn Central, as far as girls basketball is concerned.
Yeah, you don't want to go over there. You don't want to go over there because, well, I don't know if he's still, I mean, he finally retired. Johnny Moore went over there and charged her in. He finally retired. I think he's about 90 years old, I guess he got a son, but he has a charge Reds over there. You remember, what was that girl's name, Keith? We went over there. Candy Can went over there and played years ago. She played, I can't remember her name right now, but that girl was all world for McMinn Central. Because see, in that county, McMinn County is the bigger high school. McMinn Central is a smaller one. They've got 2 high schools there. I know a person from college, I mean, she grew up there and she grew up in Athens, moved back there now. Got married again. So I can't talk to her now. She's married to the county mayor, damn first lady of them. McMinn County can't talk to her ass now. She's a damn powerful shit. I can't even get her on the phone. But now that's small. The McMinn Central is a smaller school, and they're good at that. Believe me, they are good now. See, you're right. If the Chargerettes, and he's been there for years. They won so much. I mean, it was unreal. The guy had unreal career. You couldn't beat him over there. You could not beat him in that building.
You couldn't.
You couldn't do it.
What happened was, Coach Lombardi, we went over there in a
sectional game. Yeah.
They were riding a 20-year streak of going to the state tournament through that sectional, right? We come in, Canyon County Lionettes, coached by Michael Dodgens, who's over at White County now. We had a kid. We were ahead somehow. We got ahead in this game, and that was bad. Bad news.
You can't do that against me.
Referees,
You can't do that.
referees ref toward McMinn Central. Okay, now this is how dramatic this was.
It's when It's before NIL happened. NIL pay referees. Can't pay them now, but you couldn't pay them then.
Yeah. So the referees they were making fair calls for the first half. Then on the third quarter, we had a 14-point lead, and the referees turned on us. I mean, these McMinn Central, the girls, they would shove us out of bounds with the basketball. The referees would call out of bounds instead of a foul. It'd be out of bounds. I actually asked, and Coach Dodgen wouldn't answer me. I said, I want to see the videotape of this because I want to see how many second chance points they got off of these bad calls.
Yeah.
So McMinn Central gets back into it. Now, again, they're riding a 20-year streak. All of a sudden, it comes down to the wire. We go down with about 3 seconds left. This girl, her name was Abby Jakes. Never forget it. She was a junior. She shot a 3-point shot at the buzzer from the half-court line. It went in, but she thought, and everybody else did, that the clock expired. In fact, there's a YouTube clip still up to this day, I'm sure, that they sent it to some news channel to show how McMinn Central got screwed, right? The referee was sitting over there. Abby puts her head down, dejected, and the referee sits out there, and all of a sudden, you could have heard a pin drop in this gymnasium. He held up the 3-point thing, and then him and the other 2 referees ran to get there for their lives.
Yeah.
I have never seen Michael Dodgen, if he's watching this, and I've told him this before too, I have never seen him sprint across a gymnasium after he realized that he won against the gymnasium so quick. So, celebrations on. That was a Saturday. Monday, McMinn Central plays Livingston. Dodgen lives in Cookeville. Dodgen goes to Livingston Academy to watch this game. As soon as he walks into that gymnasium, the McMinn Central fans see him, and they start throwing Cokes, popcorn, and everything at him. That's how ugly these people are.
That's crazy.
I almost got into a fight there, too. The SRO officer came and told me to shut up, and here I am doing the ball game. What was so sweet about this particular case was we had this fan, and a lot of fans in basketball, football, everything, they don't know the rules. They're just cheering to be cheering, right? They're hearing them yell. Well, that's what was going on in my microphone. I was doing radio at the time, and my microphone was picking up everything from Loud George behind me. Well, all of a sudden, Loud George decides that he's got this Coke, and he's going to put it right behind me to where if I sit down, I'm going to sit on it, right? Well, I'm not sitting down because you couldn't see. We had to stand up to do the ball game.
Okay.
So we go to break. He taps me on my shoulder, and he tells me, he's being friendly about this. He says, "Hey, that's my Coke. Don't sit on it." I said, "Okay, cool. I didn't want you to think that I was being fresh with you. I just wanted to let you know it was there." I said, "All right, fine." The next thing you know, he picks that Coke up and he opens it. And when he does, it spews all over him like a shook Dr. Pepper.
Mhm.
And I sat out there and I said one word, and I said it on radio. I said, "Justice. If you know, you know." You know? But yeah, some wild times with some of these. But let's get back. I know I've taken a lot of time with this. But this Grundy County, and if you want to go, I think it's up at Grundy County this week. Grundy County, York. York doesn't have that great of a record. Grundy County should win the ball game.
Mhm.
But yeah, these 2 teams will be. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a fight because these 2 teams don't ever meet each other.
Yeah.
And these crowds don't know how to handle each other, I'm sure.
They're out in the same region, are they, Keith?
They are now.
Oh, they are now.
Yeah, this year, first time.
I think I'll pass on that one, and I got to make mental notes. Next time you want to
head to Springfield.
Next time you want to go to a game,
you got to head to Kentucky and buy a lottery ticket. You got a lottery in Kentucky. You gonna head up there past Portland and buy a lottery.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, hey, we gotta talk about this kid, and I called it. You guys got to give me a little bit of credit. Before after the first game, this kid Andre Adams is ridiculously good, and you guys saw the record he broke, right?
What
Okay.
school was he at?
He's
He broke
Andre Adams, the quarterback for Antioch. He broke the state of Tennessee total yards.
Oh yeah, told was it
seven,
5? Was it 2003? Was it? I thought he
no,
broke it. I don't know what the
So
yard
it's
it was.
714 yards
714 total yards,
is a
In
new,
one game?
yeah,
single
Oh,
game
okay.
record. And guess who?
500 passing, 200 rushing, something like that.
And
Yeah.
guess who had the record? How about Connor York, 2013 Upperman had the
Oh,
had the
really? I didn't
record,
know that.
711 yards.
Okay.
Now I'm looking at it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that kid is he's phenomenal. And actually with after the first game I saw him, I was like, yeah, this kid's definitely a Mr. Football finalist. I would have said, because you got the kid Jared Curtis still. I mean, being a senior, almost kind of a dead giveaway of getting repeat if they do that out here. But this kid Andre Adams, I mean, I would love to be able to see the film because I could only imagine just seeing what I saw the first game of the season. This kid reminds me so much of Vince Young. If you remember how Vince Young, just the game was so slow and
Oh
it
yeah.
was so fluid
Oh.
and just it was, I don't know. I mean, it was beautiful to watch Vince Young play. You know what I mean? If you like watching how athletes just control and everything was, this kid's like that. I mean, he's really, give you a perfect example. And this is the game I was at, the first game. The ball snaps and it fumbles. It was like a bad snap from the center, like hits the center butt and fumbles, right? He doesn't freak out. He just simply reached down, keeps his head up, and picks. It was like not freaking out at all. And I was like, man, that kid's like cool. Like nothing doesn't frazzle him. So I think that's great. And so I'm honestly hoping that I can get there to watch the FRA when they play there in 2 weeks. Right.
Now, are they gonna make the playoffs?
Well, if you're 5-0 right now, you got to have.
Oh, I didn't know what their record was. I didn't know they. I didn't know
Yeah,
they
yeah. I mean, they haven't lost, and they put up a lot of points. I think Centennial scored like 40. It was like 96 points in between the two of
50,
them.
54-40 was the final score.
Yeah, it was like arena football, man.
And by the way, Andre Adams, he's only a junior.
Yeah, I know.
Only a junior. 19 of 27 passing for 507 yards, 4 touchdowns, ran for 207 yards and 2 touchdowns to add to it.
Did you say 19 and 20? So only 19 completions.
Right.
500 yards?
507 yards.
What is that?
That's about 28 yards completion, 28 yards.
That's crazy.
Completion.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
one thing I want to mention real quick. Y'all probably didn't see this, but McCallie, they play a lot of out-of-state teams.
They beat Mission
So
Viejo.
this team from, no, let me tell you now, this team from California, Mission Viejo, California.
Yeah.
They're ranked top 15 in the Max Preps poll.
State, yeah.
They come down Friday, and they flew down, played McCallie in Chattanooga. McCallie beat them 25-14, upset them.
Yeah.
They were up 10-0 at the halftime. I think it was 25 to 7. Boy, they scored again or something. But Mission Viejo, California has got a quarterback committed to Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to Ohio State. I guess he's a senior. I'm not sure if he's going. That's where he's committed to.
Yeah.
But they're ranked like top. I forget what their numbers, but they're ranked top 15 of the poll, the national poll.
Yeah.
National Preps 25 and McCallie. They weren't ranked. They might be ranked this some week. I don't know, but they're going to play another out-of-state team this week. Coming to them. So
well, it's good. Hey, give shout out to Tennessee, man. Going against the big boys. So
yep.
So that was great. And like I said, Andre was great. And yeah, I did notice that Mission Viejo. So let's go to our pros picks. Now, Charles actually, I guess he's on a fishing trip, right? So the good thing is, Jeff, you caught up to him now. So we had some good games and it was interesting. I don't know if you guys noticed this. All the road teams won, right? Franklin, beat up on Davidson, and Keith, you got that one, and Jeff, you chose Davidson, and White County and Livingston Academy had to be an awesome game, 14-13. Keith, did you hear anything about that? Anybody mention?
Let me see if I got some notes on it. I don't think I did. I was looking at the Cookeville paper. They had the Upperman and the Cookville score, but they didn't have anything about Livingston in it.
Mm.
And what we might do is I'll reach out. I don't know if you, Jeff, if you remember him or not, but I'll reach out to another guy by the name of Roger Ely. I'll see what his
Yeah,
health
he's
is
there.
like.
He does Tennessee Tech football and
Yeah.
basketball. He does
But
high
he
school too,
also
I know.
does Livingston as well, and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
helps with that Upper Cumberland Porter. Now his health, the last time I talked to him, I saw him at the state tournament basketball tournament 2 years ago, and he was battling some health issues. So he may have been taking it easy and just doing tech stuff or whatever the case might be. But he would be another one, especially in that Upper Cumberland area, that would be a really good resource for football,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
all
Get on.
sports.
he
But
does
Let's get
Tech
on.
football, and because Tech's redoing they're getting a new press box and everything. A couple years ago, state tournament, he told me all the stuff they were doing, brand new press box. They're getting new side of the stadium. They're trying to get the Blue Cross Bowl back, what they're trying to do. But he
yeah,
missed
yeah.
again because in Chattanooga right now, and they Cookville wants it back. I can tell you that, they want it back, and they want it badly. Not just a little bit. They want it bad.
I
Because
wonder.
so much of the tour, they got so much tourism dollars they from it that they really want it. So Texas is repurposed their stadium big time to get it
Yeah.
back.
What I wonder if when Nissan gets done, I wonder if they're going to make a push
Well,
to.
that's where Tom Craig wants to go, and I don't want to do that because if you put it on TV, 80,000, how many we gonna draw? 10,000? You're gonna look terrible. An eighty
I
thousand seat
think,
stadium, that looks awful.
yeah.
I mean, I don't, I
More
don't
from a
mean.
centralized location though.
Yeah, I mean centralized, yeah, but you're gonna get. I mean, it's like Indiana. They play in Lucas Oil Stadium, and New
Mm.
Orleans plays in the Superdome. If they draw enough fans, they don't have to worry about it. Tennessee don't draw that many. If they
Why
drew a
don't they
lot,
have
they'd
it
be great.
at MTSU? I mean,
They used to have it. They don't want it anymore. They don't want it anymore.
okay.
Because reason why is because fans come in, they don't spend money, man. They spend money and leave. They don't stay overnight. They don't do all that stuff.
Mm.
So Murfreesboro, the biggest thing Murfreesboro wants to keep is spring clean. Because it means you got money, people's gonna stay a week, they're gonna stay in your hotels, they're gonna eat in your restaurants, they're gonna shop. That's what people want. And they
Mm.
of course they'll have everything but track and tennis this next year. It's all the sport. They'll have flag football,
Mm.
baseball, softball, and soccer. They
I
have
know.
everything on that. But yeah, that's the one they want to keep. And also, they had the basketball. They've had that for years. Keith
Yeah.
knows about that, the basketball up
The,
there in
the
Murphy
the
Center.
longer, like over 2-3 day type of events, like the
Yeah, White
basketball.
McPhee's, but yeah, but the reason why they don't want football is that reason. They just don't want. They don't want to mess with it. They hadn't been probably like 2 or 3 times. They don't want to mess with it anymore. They don't want it.
All right. The other one was Baylor and CPA,
Ooh, yeah.
right? And CPA got it put on them pretty good, but I don't think anybody's worried about them, right? I mean, do they? I don't know. Do those two teams play in the same division?
No,
Now
they're Division
CPA's
Two.
AAA now, so it's best. So I think they are because CPA moved up to D2
Will they
AAA.
meet in
They're
Chattanooga?
AAA now.
Could they meet
They
in Chattanooga?
could, yeah,
If they
they
could, they could
could.
play off.
Okay.
They could,
Yeah.
yeah, they could.
Yeah.
Watch
So
out for McCauley though; they'll be there too. Baird and McCauley. You talk about people don't like each other, Keith. Baird and McCauley, Chattanooga. Woo! And I'll get some. I'll throw some Central Park hamburgers, some darn and red food stuff. But you take something on that. Them two don't like each other neither. Baylor and McCall, they about like Hatfields and McCoys, or that Mayberry, the Wakefields and the Cars. They'll shoot somebody. You get dead. Is that Wakefield? I can't see no Wakefield. I'm shooting anyway. Ain't no difference down to me. I'm gonna shoot them anyway. If there's nobody out there, I'm still gonna fire a gun. So don't make it difference for them. They hate each other too. They can't stand each other.
all right. So, but with the Baylor CPA, Jeff, you chose Baylor, and Keith, you took an L on that one. So actually,
Yeah,
you kind of had an off week on this one. You went 1-2.
I
But
went 1-2. I
yeah,
didn't pick.
you
I didn't
chose.
pick Franklin Road Academy.
Oh, my mistake. Hold on.
Oh, I gotta fact check you. I thought I
Hold on.
picked Franklin Road. I should have gone 2-1 on this
I was
year.
thinking of you as Jeff, Keith.
Oh, okay.
We always get mistakes. We're both
Looking
ugly.
at the wrong,
We
looking
get
at the
mistakes
wrong
in
notes.
there, yeah.
Brothers
So-
from another mother. I know
Yeah,
how
We
it
got a
goes.
faith for radio. We're aware of it, kid.
Yep.
I got
that's
a
right.
faith for newspaper.
So Keith went 2-1. All right. And Jeff, you actually did get the tiebreaker because you picked the winning team. So you went 2-2. So on the year, Ready on the radio is 14-3. and King Charles is 11-3. And Real Deal, you pulled up. You have 11 wins now, so you're 11-5. So you're closing in.
What was the tiebreak? What was the tiebreak? I can't remember what it.
The tiebreak you picked, it was the 55 points was the total score, but you picked 33 points.
I mean, what was the game? What was it?
Baylor CPA.
Oh, is that what it was?
Baylor CPA, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, we got to do you for tiebreak this week, don't we? Woo!
Oh yeah.
Hey, we're gonna say, I mean, hey, let's see, let's put over under on fights. You don't do over on fights. You don't do, Keith. Over under how many fights you have game. You don't do.
You're gonna have the whole Murfreesboro and Sheriff's County out there with that.
Yeah, they have every sheriff deputy out there this week. Yeah, I did. They might get some candy called in there. They don't need. They ain't doing nothing anyway. Man, call them in. They get some overtime. They get overtime over there to keep. They should get overtime candy. Get both 40 hours.
Yeah, I guess they could.
I guess they do. Yeah, they get some overtime. They come on a black, but they'll get some.
All right, so let's go to our pros picks this week. And we're getting middle of the season. We're starting to get some real good matchups. Teams are starting to get like you guys were saying, division play, and but more and more tested. But Ainsworth at Brentwood, Real Deal. Let's start with you. Who do you got in that one?
That's good in there. Ainsworth and Brentwood. Woo! I know. Ainsworth beat McCallie, so he must be. That's the only cause McCallie's got. They must be pretty good. And Ainsworth beats them. I don't know Brentwood, boy. They're pretty good too. We got Ron Crawford over there. Boy, they ain't going there. Wherever I believe they're going to get. Well, they're pretty good. Pretty good at every sport. But I tell you what, I'm gonna go with the road team. I'm gonna go with Ainsworth. Okay. I'm go with the Tigers. I'm gonna go Tigers over Brentwood. I'm going up. Mini upset, I guess. Ainsworth over Brentwood.
Yeah. I mean, they're close to each other, right? Ainsworth is in Nashville, right?
Yeah, Brentwood, Williamson County, so it ain't too far.
Man, it's so crazy when you think about
Wilco, ain't too far. Wilco.
Now, Ainsworth has got Hasselback, Matt Hasselback's boy as a quarterback, right?
Oh, that's right. He's coach. He's Titan. That's right. You're right.
Yeah. And he's a coach. Hasselback's a coach of Ainsworth, I believe.
Ainsworth, yeah.
Ainsworth. I myself am going to go with Brentwood Academy. Ainsworth
Brentwood. It ain't Brentwood. It's Brentwood.
No, it's Brentwood. It's Brentwood Academy, right?
Yeah.
It's Brentwood Academy.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll still go with Ainsworth.
Yeah, Brentwood Academy. Brentwood Academy's 4-0, undefeated. This will be the second of a three-home game stand for them. I was impressed with Ainsworth and how bad they beat up over Lipscomb, 56-8 last week.
Yeah.
This past Friday. But I'm going to go with Brentwood Academy. Simply because it's a home game for them, and I think both teams have had tough competition. So they've been challenged. But I think Brentwood and Ainsworth is actually ranked higher than Brentwood by a couple of spots so far in the polls this year.
Yeah.
But and I'm finding out that the Tennessee Sports Writers Association poll is a lot better than the AP poll. A lot more. There's a lot more reliability that the teams that are picked are, basically deserve their pickings. Whereas the AP poll, anybody could, So,
hey Jeff, are you a part of that? I mean, or
what's that now?
What newspapers are part of the Tennessee Sports Writer polls?
What was that again?
The Tennessee Sports Writers Association. Are you a part of that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No,
I didn't think we were. I didn't think y'all were. I don't know. I mean, I got invited, but you have to pay a fee.
Oh,
and you know about TS stuff? Yeah, you know about that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they got clicks. I don't fool with that.
Yeah,
no, it's not anything. I don't fool with that mess.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go on to the next one. We got.
They meet once a year. I don't fool with that.
So Pearl got their first win, which we all kind of figured that they would. All right, and now they go into they going up to Springfield, and Springfield just put it on somebody again.
Station camp.
I'm actually excited. I am going to that game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm like, I want to get part of that atmosphere. So that's one I got. And so what say you? Real Deal, who do you got in that one? Pearl Cone at Springfield.
At Springfield. Well, I'll tell you what, Pearl Cone, they don't have their first region game till week 7.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they need a win bad because they're like, I guess 5, whatever it is now. I don't know if they week off or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the road team. I tell you what, Pearl Cone looks really good. They got a lot of talent. They got that receiver. I know Springfield's good, but I'm gonna go with the Pearl Cone needs to win bad when they hit the region play there. They play week 7, 8, 9, and 10 in the region. They've only got 5 teams.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with I'm going with Pearl Cone over Springfield.
All right. Well,
All right, I'm
ready?
gonna play devil's advocate on this one and go against Jeff and say Springfield, and the reason for that is it's going to be a good game. I think Pearl Cone again. We talked about this. They've got tough matchups and everything, but I think Springfield, when it comes right down to it, is going to be one of those tough matchups. I don't think it's going to be a runaway game. The only way I think Pearl Cone loses is because Springfield or wins is because Springfield has Liberty Creek next week, the week after, and Liberty, and that could be for the first place in the region, in their region. So I'm just going to go with the home team, Springfield, on this. And by the way, you said you're going Springfield and Pearl Cone.
Yeah,
Jeff, you might. I don't know if you know anything about this as well, but if I'm a drifter and needing to go pick a game, you know which game I'm going to go to in Middle Tennessee? How about the Smith County at Trousdale County Yellow Jackets? Why?
okay. Why?
Jeff,
Well,
why?
they're close.
Okay, you don't know anything about them.
I don't know. You tell me.
Okay.
You tell me. I don't know.
The historic Tobacco Bowl started back in 1954, and it was at Trousdale County High School. Yep, in Hartsville, and it went all the way through the 1985 season.
Yep.
And there were a multitude of teams playing. Smith County participated in this 4 times within those years. Trousdale County, of course, they were host of it. Didn't mean that they were automatically in it, but they played 3 times. Now, the big thing that's going to be happening about this is they are going to have the Grammy Award-winning Tennessee State University Aristocrat of Bands halftime performance.
Oh boy, I'd love to see that. Look out, boy! I'd love to go there.
Yeah. Now,
I won't watch no football game. I'll just watch that.
In my experience, the top 2 bands, high school bands in football, have been Marion County and Smith County. Pride of the South is what Smith County, and of course, I guess the Pride of the Cumberlands would be that's what they call the Smith County band. And the Pride of the South, I guess, comes to Swanee.
Tennessee.
Yeah, but at any rate, there's going to be it's going to be a big deal. Back in the heyday, the Tobacco Bowl was the Tennessee governor would go to the Tobacco Bowl every year, and he would be escorted by a helicopter, flown in by helicopter. U.S. senators attended. Of course, we all know right next door, Al Gore was part of
Carthage.
He lived in Carthage at the time.
Carthage,
right. So it's going to be an evening of football nostalgia. And if DTC, and I didn't ask them, they were at our game Friday, but if DTC Communications is not filming that game, that's an injustice.
Let me tell you,
to be something.
Let me tell you a quick story, Anthony. Back in the day, they only let the playoffs started in Tennessee in 1969. Mm-hmm. Before that, it was like colleges. They sit around and they decide who was number 1. Okay. Like the polls, okay, this team number 1, that team number 1. They didn't have no classes. They just sit around and say, okay, this team number 1 take this team, blah, 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 blah. The media decided it until 69. The playoffs. Okay, during that time, they only took 16 teams in the playoffs. They took the top 2 teams out of each region. Okay. That's when they had started these bowl games, like Keith mentioned, Tobacco Bowl. Tullahoma's got one, the Lions Bowl. They still had it when I was in Fayetteville. The junior highs played in it. Tullahoma and all them. There's other ones around, Keith. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of them. 10 of them. All right, when they expanded the playoffs, whenever they done that, and went to 32, 24, they got 32. They stopped them because nobody, but want to go above. But it was, what you had to be, the qualifications is you had to be at least 5-5 to go to a bowl game. You couldn't be 4-6 and all these teams do it. It's just now that they're going to squeeze in the playoff. You had to be 5-5 at least. And back when Riverdale Oakland opened, there was 7 AAA. They had Wyoming. So most of the time, Riverdale Oakland played for the district championship. Mm. And it was 1-2. And the rest of them had to go the bowl games. They made it. Oakland, who it was, 1, 2. The rest of them 3 or 4 would go to bowl. They were 5-5, and it was a big. Back then, when you got a bowl bid, it was a big deal. It
Was.
wasn't like it's oh, we just barely. It was a big key when they go to school. They say you going to the Lions Bowl or the tobacco. Woo, whoopee! They was ready to go now. They ready to get on that bus and let's go because they wanted to play it. They want to get one more game, especially when you 5-5 and try to get a winning season at 6-5. Maybe it was a big deal. You didn't want to be no 5-6 in all season. You want to be 6-5. Period.
Now let's reverse this as well. Jeff was talking about you had to have a good record, a 5-5 record. Now, up till 2009, I think they discontinued it in 2010. There were teams that didn't win a ball game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They had the Z playing. Everybody got in.
Yeah.
Everybody got in.
So what would happen is that you had to be 0-10 to qualify. You were allowed to play an 11th game, and they said that as a bowl. They said it as a bowl. It wasn't distinguished like, of course,
Yeah, because they called what they called the Z plan. Everybody got in, no matter what your record was. Everybody got in.
That kind of sounds like that whole, participation trophy.
But basically, that's what it was, because we, at one point in time when we were trying to rebuild, and I said 2009, this was in 2010, because 2009, we ended up going to the playoffs. Canyon County did. Canyon County's, they're historically bad in football, although the culture's starting to change around.
Mm-hmm.
In 2010, we had a coach. He's now in Alabama right now and coaching. He's gone to the state playoffs no matter how many times down there. Made it look easy. We had a really good coach, and politics got to him. He had an 0-10 season. We had a freshman quarterback at the time, and the bowl that we're talking about came calling, said, "Hey, you want one more game? We'll give you that one more game." Said that'll be one more game of experience for your kids. And he was very seriously thinking about doing it. And he decided, no, the parents are going to kill me. Well, they were going to kill him regardless, unfortunately, because they didn't understand football. They didn't understand culture and stuff like that back then.
Yeah.
And now we've got the same type of situation going. We've got a really good coach that the fans, though, they're starting to understand culture, whereas they didn't do it before. And because we didn't do it, we paid the price for many, many years. For 5 years, we were almost on the record of the most losses in a football program history in consecutive seasons, like 0-43. We had the longest state. It was us and Red Boiling Springs, and ended up playing Red Boiling Springs one year to see which team was the worst. And we ended up beating Red Boiling Springs.
All right.
And they were 0-43 as well. So now they got to carry on they got tagged with the longest losing streak in the state at that time. So
you guys,
I want to let you know something, Anthony. I want to let you know something. This computer here has got the battery was low, so I don't know what you're going.
All right, well, let's move on to
one more time. Yeah, we got one more.
Let's get to the main picks. Oakland at Blackman. So Jeff, go ahead, just in case.
Okay, I'm gonna be there. I hope it's not. Last year there was a fight, and they went till the play. They didn't put them on probation. Went to playoffs. It's still gonna be a war. Kevin Creech has already ordered the Oakland fans to be there. And don't be doing it online. Don't listen to no radio come to games. Me and you, Keith, know a guy, he ain't going to go road anyway. He don't want to give him $2, so he won't be there. He's already told me he's going to listen on the radio. But Oakland Blackman's going to play last year. Blackman should have won. Oakland blocked the field goal at the end, and Oakland beat him. I'm going to say right now, and I'm tired of people picking Oakland. I'm sick of it. I'm about to puke if somebody picks Oakland. So I'm going to take Blackman, for goodness sakes. Right. I'm going to say Blackman. I'm going to say, because they got a doggone good defense. And I know they got Tut and all them guys over there, Tut, to that Wise, to that guy come from Webb School. Only why he's over there because Webb School shut down. He's been over there sort of way. So I'm gonna go a score. People ain't gonna like it. Oakland people ain't gonna. I don't care what they like. They can deal with it. Blackman 27, Oakland 14. All right, I'm gonna tell you right now that's what it's gonna be. And if it is, you can come on next week and I'll get the kudos, because I'll tell you right now, I got to deal with Creasy, all his hollering and screaming about 10 penalties to 1. And we got 10, they got 1. And quit blocking in the back, and quit grabbing your face mask, and quit putting your mouthpiece in. Don't be getting no stuff from mouthpiece in like you did last year against Mount Juliet. So put it in, quit fooling around. How is he's supposed to whine and he's the whiningest coach I ever seen in my life. His head will explode if they get a penalty. Head will blow off. He got to be on the road this time. He ain't playing the Stu State, whatever that huge joker. He's gonna play in the Inferno this time. He's gonna be hopefully get burned up by the third quarter.
You didn't know that you had invited the Dick Vitale of high school football to be a part of this show, did you?
Oh, I know what he's prep guru. I know all about him. I know what he don't do the magazine anymore. I know he's better than me. I understand that.
No. I'm talking about your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
I mean,
you.
yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's all. That's fine. I'm just telling you. I'm just tired of people picking Oakland every week. I'm sick of it. They can play the Kansas City Chiefs. They pick Oakland. So I'm just telling you that right now.
He's got the whiteboard behind him. Pretty soon we're gonna
Yeah,
start.
I'll draw some plays up there and get done. I'll draw some plays up and get through.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Reddy.
I go 41 points on the tiebreaker. 41 is 27, 14, 41. Pick your math up there. Get
you got that
up now.
I'm gonna go, and I know this is gonna be a big game. And you're right. You know, Blackman's probably got this one on the board since they lost in the fashion they did last year. But I'm going to go with Blackman. But mine is going to be a tighter game. I think it'll be a 4-point game. I think Blackman wins it 28-24. That's how mine will go.
Well, I gotta with this one. Be honest, I think it's going to be personally a little bit lower scoring. You know, I think you get two juggernauts like this. But what's really going to be interesting is this is what I mean. The first the Blackman versus Riverdale a couple weeks ago was like a litmus test. You can kind of look at that.
Right.
This one is because Kreisky's in his Matt, right? It's his third year, and that's really when it takes teams that they're going to. If you're going to make a serious run, it's usually your third year. This is going to be that test to see are they in that. Right now, the biggest difference is when you're in that mode, when you're looking as a team to say, yeah, we're, the difference between teams that are contenders and teams that are the real deal is the mindset is you're not going to get caught up in who you're playing, right? Everybody knows they're playing against Oakland, but if they get locked in, like it's about them playing themselves. It's not so much the opponent. That's the difference between all championship teams. It's never really about the team they're playing against, right? They're Oakland is Oakland because they beat the teams before they even get on the field. You know what I mean? So that's those. But when you get a game that if Blackman's at the same level mentally, because they got the talent, they got all that, you're talking about an incredible game, which is going to be really interesting. That's why I think it's going to be lower scoring because the athletes are just going to be flying around. So, all right. Thank you very much for the show. And if you like watching our show, subscribe us. I think we have like maybe 30 people that like our show. Woohoo! So we're getting there. Let's try to get to 31 viewers next week.
I tell you what, when you get finished with the editing of it and all that good stuff, send it to me. And let's post it also. Can we post this also on Facebook? I mean, I know it goes YouTube.
Yeah.
But can we also post it on Facebook?
I could send it to you. I don't know how to. I don't
okay. Tell you what, send it to me and I will post it on my Facebook.
All right.
Cannon Courier News and Events.
There you go.
There.
All right.
By the way, Ron Fryer, Jeff, you guys went down to that Eagleville Cannon County game.
That scrimmage, yeah.
Yeah, scrimmage. Ron Fryer read your Murfreesboro Post article, I think, the week after. Loved it.
Yeah.
Really?
Out there, yeah, loved it.
Okay.
He told me
that.
Whoever this was did a great job, and he knows that you called, and talked to me in the office. You'll catch me at the office sometimes and whatnot. He knows that.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
But yeah,
if it was you the candy volleyball reporter.
Hey, it's pretty good. Middle school volleyball team won their second match of the year. This is their second year. They won their second match. And I don't know who we played. I bet we played like Warren County or Boyd Christian or something like that.
Well, this week, This week I got to do our middle school soccer in our county is Wednesday, and Thursday is the middle school volleyball somewhere in the middle. I got to cover for the paper.
Now we
Both of
talk
them, I got to
about
put
real
both of them
quick,
for the
and
paper.
I know I've got to get going too, but real quick, we talk about fights and skirmishes, Grundy County. That game, by the way, is going to be in Altamont.
Oh Lord, woo!
Yeah,
Hey, Keith,
but
they might push him off the mountain up there.
so our soccer team, Canyon County girls soccer team, was supposed to have a really decent year. It wasn't going to be as good as last year because we lost a lot of seniors. Thursday we played Bledsoe County out of Pikeville, and these kids came up with a chip on their shoulder. They've never played us before. Came up with a chip on their shoulder. By the time the game was over, it was called with 8 minutes left to go in the second half because there was too many fights.
Oh yeah.
Bledsoe County had two of their players get red carded. We had
Oh
one,
yeah.
and we had a yellow card. So we'll see how that goes this week. This week we've got Smith County, which is the top of our district. So that's going to be a fight in itself, and that's coming up on Tuesday. So it's going to be an exciting week. But I just wanted to let you know, and I know you cover soccer too.
I appreciate
you
Well, I was
know.
going to tell you, Keith, with the soccer, those two kids that got red cards, they got to see suspended for at least a game.
Yeah, and well, the league is
Red
the TSSAA is reviewing the film
Yeah.
because the Bledsoe County players started it. The one with the
okay.
yellow card was trying to walk away
Oh
from
yeah.
her skirmish. The girl kept running up to her and hitting her in the back of the head.
Yeah.
So yeah. But that's the first time
that
that we've ever played Bledsoe, and we're not playing them again.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. All right. Well, gentlemen, we'll see you next week. All right. Be sure to read Jeff's writings in the Murfreesboro Post. I like them too, Jeff. And follow Ready on the radio. All right. We'll see you guys next week. And this is Coach Lombardi, Faith Family Football.